Hey, my friends, good morning. How are you? Welcome to another edition of Behind the Mic. My name is Mike Avery. So, this is actually Mike behind the mic. David, good morning. Listen, how are you seeing me on YouTube before I ever go live? You say, good morning, Mike. I checked my phone and I couldn't see me anywhere. And I'm wondering, does my feed show up somewhere before? Good morning, Cliff. How are you? Before I click the go live button. David, help me out. David Langdon. Good morning to you. Good morning, Cliff. Nice to have you along with us on this edition. Behind the mic, my name is Mike Avery. I'm here every Wednesday morning, almost every Wednesday morning. Good morning, Captain. How are you? 8:45. Bernie, nice to have you along with us. Hey, Jim, congrats on passing your captain's class. I was thinking about you just this morning on the way into the studio. You got a little more work to do. The paperwork end of that journey to become a licensed captain is pretty in depth. I remember that Big Mike Adkins. Good morning, Big Mike Adkins. I don't know what that means, Jerry. Ben, good morning. How are you? Jason checking in from the Ford Dearborn Truck Plant. Nice to have you along with us. YouTube, I think I got an invite before Facebook. Good morning, Jim Felgenar. But could you see me? Yes, it does. Larry says, yes, it does. So are you saying, folks, that Ed liked the Wednesday Night Live last week? Got your Twit card yesterday, working on a few more steps to go, Jim. Tommy, good morning. Andrew, good morning. But congratulations, Jim. That's a big accomplishment. We're talking about Jim passing his captain's license class. Now he has to jump through a lot of hoops with the Coast Guard to get the paperwork filed and accepted, but it's worth it. John, good morning. How are you? Tommy, nice to have you along with us. I'm trying to think of how much documentation. And then when you get your captain's license, you end up with Dave checking in from Florida. How are you guys down there, Dave? Say hi to Karen. You guys deserve a break. What was that? You deserve a break today, so get out and get away at McDonald's. Boy, that was an old commercial. I can't get my Twit card out of here or my captain's card, but I got my CPL in here. In like a lion, out like a lion. John, the roads weren't bad at all this morning. I was actually quite surprised. I woke up about 2 o'clock and never went back to sleep. Good morning, Ron. Ron St. Louis of Northern Wilderness Bear Outfitters, northernwildernessbearoutfitters.com. If you are looking for a bear hunt north of the border, I cannot recommend Ron St. Louis highly enough. Check him out. Tell him I sent you up there, and I will guarantee you'll have a good time. I can't guarantee you'll get a bear, but I can guarantee you will have a good time. And I think the odds are very, very good that you will see a bear, multiple bears, and probably get a shot. Good morning, Jim. How are things on the west side of the state? Yeah, John, the roads, I woke up real early and I heard the rain and the ice and the snow against the window. And I thought, oh boy, never to get back to Daryl. Good morning. How are you? Daryl, did you see the crap storm that, Beta's ordered? Can't wait to see everybody. Looking forward to it. Oh my gosh. That guy was an absolute tool. Absolute tool. I had never heard of that guy before, and I'm not going to mention his name right now because I don't want to give him the exposure. But that goes along the line of my comments of what I was saying to Daryl Godden here about the video and the pictures, and then the video of my wolf hunt up there a few years earlier. It brings the idiots out of the woodwork, including some fellow hunters. Now, listen, I get it. If you don't want to hunt a wolf, okay. Hunt your hunt, right? Everybody's got their own right to do anything. But when you start criticizing fellow hunters for pursuing a legal activity, that's what gets my ire up. And I got this guy out of the UP. Again, I'd never heard of him before. Started talking in these holier than thou terms about how wrong it is to hunt wolves. And I actually did a little online research on him. And I'd seen some of the comments he made on like LinkedIn. and a guy shot an animal. I shot a big buck, and this guy from the UP made a comment about a certain. He said, "Does that make you?" I'm not even going to say it, but the guy's an absolute jerk, absolute jerk. So I did some more research on him. If you promote yourself as America's most experienced outdoorsman, I think there's probably something deeper going on inside. Jason said he's not from the UP then. Actually, he is. His name is Len McDougall. Check him out. America's most experienced outdoorsman. And apparently, if you do anything in a way, exactly, he's a legend in his own mind. If you do anything in a way that isn't up to his standards, you are somehow inferior, subpar, and you're yeah.
You're talking about me?
No, I'm not talking about you.
Okay, all right.
Pat walks in. You talking about me? No. No, Pat, this guy was a real.
Okay.
You're a good guy. He was a jerk. Anyway, Anna Marie Island. Where is it? Anna Marie Island. Chasing snook. That's got to be down off Florida then, right? John says, there are plenty more people in America. Hi, my name is Len McDougall, and I am America's most experienced outdoorsman. And if you do something different than what I believe, well, then you are somehow, what an idiot. What an absolute toolbox. Anyway, I'm going to move on. Bill Hoffman says, man, I log in and Mike is ranting about me. Only if you're America's most experienced outdoorsman, Bill. Get up for turkey hunting, then waiting for the sucker run in Omer. Sounds like fun, Roger. Sarasota area. Akiak checking in. Nate, good morning. How are you? Yeah, we do, don't we, Todd? We do. Anyway, did you get your new licenses yet? Time to get those. I will be speaking to the UP. I will be in Escanaba. Maybe Len will come down and see me. I will be in Escanaba Friday night. I'm doing an appearance there at the Wright Butler building. The Radio Results Sport and Rec show. Mike Daniels asked me to come up there, and I said, absolutely. Northeast Michigan. Good morning, Ken. How are you? Officially, I'll be there Friday night from 6 till 8. But I'm sure I'll get there a little early and probably stay a little bit late. And then I don't know if I'll just stay up there that night or if I'll turn around and drive home. We'll see. We'll see how awake I am. Bernie says, didn't mean to get you so fired up. Well, it was on my list of things to talk about, Bernie. I wasn't going to go into the detail that I did, and I wasn't going to give the guy the satisfaction of mentioning his name, but I did. John checking in from the geographic center of the Lower Peninsula. John, I know where that is. Who else knows? What is it called? Pat, don't, because you'll know what it is. The geographic center of the Lower Peninsula, as closely as can be determined. Just down the road from your house, Pat. Hey, good morning, Johnny. Johnny, that's a sweet looking truck, man. Congrats. Nice looking truck. That means I will be doing Escanaba into Moonlight. Oh, you got to pay $6 to come and see me, Johnny? Oh, Scott Hansen, there's still 2 feet of snow in the Upe. North of 28, they rode snowmobiles there last weekend. And Jim, and as a way of rubbing it in, Jim says, checking in from sunny Cape Coral, Florida. Johnny, you can see me for free anytime, buddy. I'll charge you $2. It's not free, but I'll give you a discounted rate. Anyway, I'm kind of sorry that I got off track there, but Bernie, you did it to me. I just don't have any patience. I have no patience whatsoever for holier than thou people online who try to impose their morals and ethics on fellow law-abiding hunters and anglers. That is more than anything in the world that gets me riled up. Good morning, Craig. How are you, buddy? Raber Bay said there's still 2 feet of ice on Raber Bay. Yeah, everybody's in Florida. Around my neighborhood, it's spring break and everybody's gone. Johnny says, not for long. Rain and ice and snow right now. Jim says, amen. I think he's referring to my comments about people trying to impose their morals and ethics. And why are we as hunters and anglers so eager. And maybe it's everybody online. Did I remove his comment? I removed his comments and I banned his ass. That's what I did. I saw that, Bill. That was hilarious. I saw that. Bill Hoffman put a red dot on the kid's Nerf gun. I saw that. That was hilarious. Oh, what else? And it's not just hunting, right? Doing some time shifting, yes. Although I'm not allowed to talk about it. I'm doing some time shifting. Hopefully not for much longer. Dan says his ham is coming in today. Oh, John says, just realized nobody asked what day it is. Mike, what day is it? It's hump day. Hey, Ross, how are you, buddy? I see that you are back home, and I see you sold the truck to Johnny Bowler. A beautiful truck. What would you call that? A caramel red GMC? What color is that, Ross? It's a beautiful truck, Johnny. Congrats. Jim says, who's on the show this week? I can tell you, it's Mike King from Brenton, USA. I love this company. Michigan-made Brenton, USA AR-style hunting rifles. Then Tom Campbell of Woods and Water News. Clay Edney talking about morel mushrooms. Mother Nature's a little behind this week or this year. Gary Whalen of the DNR on fish kills. Then Chris Durson of Rapid River Knives. I'm going right through Rapid River on Friday, and I'm going to stop at the showroom, and I'm going to have him put a little better edge. I'm going to have him touch up the edge on my Rapid River knife. And, of course, Wild Game Chef Extraordinaire Dave Miner. Now, is Mr. Scott still looking for more boat captains for Walleye for Warriors? Yes, Mr. Scott is. Mr. Scott Hand, if you want to go to walleyesforwarriors.org, walleyesforwarriors.org, you can sign up to be a boat captain. All right, Johnny, talk to you later, buddy. Daryl mentions his name too. We're giving him unnecessary exposure, Daryl, and I'm the guy who started it. A wolf attack happened in Marquette County yesterday. The guy was just running his beagle on hare, watched it pick up his dog while he was chasing it. Dan, you got his name? I'd love to talk to him. Love to talk to him. Dan, if you can get his name, I'd love to talk to him. Scott Hand, Mr. Scott says, yes, they are. Walleyesforwarriors.org, walleyesforwarriors.org. Now, I'm recording a show today that'll air next week. Jason Graham of Linwood Beach Marina talking about getting your boat out of storage. What do you have to keep in mind? Surf Scoter, good morning from Tennessee. Missed the people there, but not the weather. Already 72 this morning. Tom Andrus of the Great Lakes Salmon Initiative. I want to talk to him about their plans to work with me on eliminating the restrictions on the number of rods Great Lakes trolling anglers can use. I'm taking one direction. They're taking a little bit different direction. I think we can work together, although their hands are kind of tied right now. Mine aren't, and I'm going to proceed. Then Charlie Wiltsey talking about bow hunting for turkeys. This is a topic very close to my heart. And to be honest with you, I have a hard time finding an expert to talk with on this. Charlie Wiltsey is a way to go, Bernie. First, you got to have a boat to get out of storage. Rub it in, buddy. Somebody said any news on my boat? No, my boat has not been started yet. Very near the geographic center of the lower peninsula of Michigan, as closely as can be determined, St. Louis, Michigan. Bruce is glad to see Walleye for Warriors is fishing this year. Thanks, Scott. Absolutely, Bruce. Nick Green of MUCC next week. Then Greg Abbas talking about talking turkeys. Somebody made a comment. The good Lord put turkeys on this rock to be shot in the face with number 5s. Bill Hoffman, the most interesting man in Michigan, aside from the other guy from the UP who claims to be the most knowledgeable outdoorsman in the world, I'm going to respectfully disagree with you, Bill Hoffman. I think the good Lord put birds here to be shot broadside with an expandable broadhead, not to be shot with a Texas heart shot. I've learned that one the hard way. I will talk more about that on next weekend's show. Where do you shoot a bird when you're bow hunting? I had been advised that the Texas Heart Shot was a good high percentage shot. If you don't know what the Texas Heart Shot is, look it up online. I hit a bird with my recurve last year on the Texas Heart Shot, and later on found out that it was not a high percentage shot. So I won't do that one again. Bill Hoffman says, great topic. See, Bill, I thought you were a bow hunter for birds. I didn't realize you were so vehemently. Bruce says, turkey season's open in Florida now. Scott Hand, Mr. Scott says, veteran sign up for Walleye for Warriors should be open this Friday. It probably won't take long to fill up. Absolutely. Good morning, Matt. How are you? So still looking for boat captains. In Texas, his uncle rifle hunts for turkeys. How cool is that? I could use my new Brenton USA 350 Legend. I could do that, Tim. I could sneak up on the turkey. And here's an interesting idea, too. Did you know that in Michigan now you can hunt turkeys with a bow from a tree stand? Or actually, I think with a shotgun even. I will be talking with Charlie Wiltsey next week about that. With a rifle, huh? It'd be kind of cool. Hunting them like with 22 mag, right? Just head shoot him. If you were using a rifle like a 22 mag, just head shoot him. Boom. Clean miss or dead bird. Nothing in between. Wednesday Night Live last week, if you weren't with us, I had Amy Trotter of MUCC for about a half-hour Q&A. People seemed to really like that. Yeah, Tim, I decided to go with the 350 Legend. I did. It was between the 450 and the 350. Were we not allowed to take a turkey from a tree stand with a bow before? That is correct, John. It only recently opened up in the last couple of years. That's recent. And a lot of hunters don't know that it's an option yet. Getting close on captains being filled up. Okay, so if you want to be a captain on the Walleye for Warriors event, and again, you don't have to be a licensed charter captain to be a boat captain for that event, go to walleyesforwarriors.org, walleyesforwarriors.org to sign up. If you hunt turkeys with a rifle, does the velocity of the bullet clean it for you too? Probably. If you do the Texas Heart Shot, it blows everything out the front, right? Oh, Brent says Brent and Nolan drew tags. Can't wait to chase turkeys with them. That'll be a riot, Brent. With a crossbow or shotgun, Brent? Oh, and Pat, did you? That's the old version. That's the old. Yeah. Right? I did send you a new version with a longer music bed. Too late?
No.
Good morning, Terry. How are you? Brent says crossbow. Nice.
March 24. Okay.
Oh, Charlie just walked in. I tell you, when I'm in this room with Charlie Rude and Pat Johnston, I can feel I can't figure out if their level of professionalism and intelligence brings mine up or makes me feel more stupid. I don't know. But the IQ level certainly goes up with those two guys in the room. Pat, if that's if you can't get it in, don't worry about it.
Hovercraft boats, and by Michigan brand meats. Now here's Mike Avery.
So 322 revised.
That's the one. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that. I didn't put it in.
All right, Ross, go sell some trucks. I'll see you tonight, man. It looks like you had a wonderful trip, Ross. I was following you online. Really nice. How bad was the crowd for Pat and Charlie today? They don't show up, Cliff, until later in the morning. Hello, Joel. How are you? Good morning, Lori. Nice to have you along with us, as always. What do we got, about a minute, Pat?
3 minutes.
3 minutes. Oh, I got a lot more time here. Okay. So we will have Amy Trotter back on in the future. I'm working on a Wednesday night live with the folks from Brenton USA Hunting Rifles. Also, I talked to Paul Phillips, my buddy Paul Phillips, one of the best extreme long-range shooters in the world. He is a rep for GSL suppressors. It is my plan at this point to put a suppressor on that 350 Legend. So I suspect we'll do some kind of a Wednesday night live with that as well. All right, Daryl. Have a good day. What do you think about the turkey reaping controversy? I don't see it as much of a controversy, Phil. And let's make sure we're talking about the same thing, right? That's where you get the fan of a bird and you hide behind that, right? Are we talking about the same thing? Is it legal in Michigan? I think it's legal in Michigan as long as you're only using your hand to move it, right? If you used the wind or a motor, it would be illegal, correct? I should be. Yeah, so I'm for it too. You heard the wait time is down for suppressors. Yes. Yes, I've heard that too. But I will, it's my intent to get a GSL suppressor for that Brenton 350. That should make it a pretty sweet rig. Sun City, Arizona, Brent. Rub it in, man. Rub it in. All right, a couple more minutes. I'm going to change my focus. 1 minute, I'm going to change my focus here. Whereas I have been able to interact with you directly, answer your questions. In about 50 seconds, I'm going to have to record the first segment of the radio show for next week. And when I do that, even if you ask me a question, is it legal to hunt deer with a suppressor? Yes, it is. Tim says he got a GSL on the 9mm. 45 days now, Bob says. Anyway, I will not be able to directly interact with you as I am right now. 15 seconds. So feel free if you want to stick around and watch as I record. Larry checking in from South Africa. Larry, that's a long way. Oh, I got to start a timer here too. Boom. You'll notice there's a slightly new open, Charlie, with a longer music bed. There are several new spots. Well, a couple new spots in new order, just to freshen things up.
Michigan's #1 outdoor radio show, Mike Avery's Outdoor Magazine. Mike Avery has covered the outdoors.
Mike Avery does not claim to be the most experienced outdoorsman in America. Mike Avery will never judge another fellow hunter or angler as long as they're doing it legally. All right, my friends. Tonight, Wednesday Night Live, we'll give away a Michigan brand ham for Easter, part of our ham for the holidays. Mark is back from Arizona. It's cold. All right, my friends, have a good day. Here's Mike Avery. Well, thank you, Ken Hunter, for that introduction, and welcome to another edition of the Outdoor Magazine show right here on the Outdoor Magazine Radio Network. More than 30 AM and FM stations across the great state of Michigan. I'm here every week. I have been for a long time. God willing, I will be here for a long time into the future, and I am so glad to have you along with us. Whether you are a hardcore outdoor person, if you're a hardcore hunter or angler, a shooter, or a trapper, you know what this show is about. But even if you're not, and I hear from people routinely on a regular basis who say, Mike, I don't really hunt or fish, but I do enjoy the topics you bring up. I enjoy your guests. And to me, that is the highest compliment I can get. That somebody is not steeped in this outdoor lifestyle like you or I are, but they still listen to the show. I love that. I appreciate that. Again, thank you very, very much. I do talk about hunting and fishing and shooting and trapping and wildlife issues and conservation issues and some wild game cooking. We wrap up almost every show with wild game chef extraordinaire Dave Miner, as we will this week again. Oh, what has happened this last week since we talked? It's been an interesting week from a PR perspective. During the week, I'm fairly active on social media, and I don't. Maybe it's not something I'm really proud of or something I love, but it's something that I have to do. It has become for better or worse, a big part of my job these days. I do radio, I do podcasting, and I do social media. I love social media and I hate social media. I love social media because we can reach a lot of people. Like from my perspective, it doesn't cost me a dime. You know, where else could I reach? When I had the TV show, it cost me a lot of money to keep that thing on the air. There is some expense to the radio show as well, but social media doesn't cost me anything. So I look at it as a free venue to promote hunting and fishing and shooting and trapping. So I like that aspect of it. What I don't like is a lot of times it tends to bring out the worst in people. And I don't know why that is. And I don't know if it is worse in our outdoor community than other communities because I'm not involved in those other communities. I am involved in the outdoor community, hunters, anglers, shooters, trappers. That's the world I live in. So that's the world I am most familiar with. Maybe it's the same thing in the online boating world, in the online golf world, you know, whatever your hobby, whatever your lifestyle is. Maybe if you were to go online, there would be haters and shamers there as well. I don't know. But I'm just fed up to my eyeballs in how we as hunters and anglers tend to want to destroy each other. I'll give you an example here in a minute, but what does it matter to you as an individual hunter or angler? What does it matter to you what a fellow hunter or angler does as long as it's legal? How do their activities negatively affect you? The answer to that is they don't. Well, since it doesn't negatively affect you, then why would you take the opportunity to attack somebody online, demean them, try to diminish them, shame them, hate on them for doing something that is legal and biologically sound? And here's the most recent example of this. There were a couple of Michigan hunters who went up to White River, Ontario, Canada, an area that I absolutely love. I love the countryside up there. I love the wildlife there, and I love the people there. Well, a couple of these Michigan hunters went to White River on a wolf hunt. Hunting wolves in Ontario is legal. And the Ontario ministry says it's biologically sound and it's biologically necessary. And if you go into a town like White River, you'll know what I mean. Wolves routinely come into the edge of town there, skirt around the edge of town there, and love them or hate them. I think you can all agree you don't want wolves wandering through a town like White River, Ontario. So there is a regulated wolf hunt to control their numbers. Now, I get it. If you don't like the concept of wolf hunting, okay, I accept that. I personally have done it. So going back to the story here, I posted pictures of those guys and then a follow-up video that they had done. And then I posted video of a hunt that I did in White River 10 years ago. And I said, hey, as long as we're on the topic of wolves, here's a hunt that I did 10 years ago. Which was actually pretty painful to watch because I was about 100 pounds heavier and I looked like a blimp. But that's a different story. But the comments, the negative comments that came up were disgusting. Not just from anti-hunters. I expect those. In fact, I somewhat enjoy those comments. But the negative and demeaning and hurtful and mean comments from so-called fellow hunters, including one guy who claimed to be America's most experienced outdoorsman, got on there bloviating and talking about how we didn't understand wildlife management, and if we stayed out of it, that Mother Nature would take care of itself, and all you're trying to do is make yourself more of a man by killing a wolf. Man, oh man, oh man. If you don't like wolf hunting in an area where it's legal, don't do it. Don't pay the money. Don't make the drive. Don't stay out there in the cold. Don't suffer. Don't walk through 4 feet of snow, and don't do it. But getting online and griping about it and demeaning fellow legal hunters for doing it doesn't help the cause. It doesn't make us as hunters look any stronger, any brighter. It doesn't make us look like the stewards of the land that we are, of the resources that we are. And you might say, well, wolf hunting, Avery, that's kind of an obscure topic. Okay, let's bring it closer to home. Right now, springtime in Michigan. And you'll see this on the fishing forums. Anglers go down to Lake Erie or St. Clair River or Detroit River, and they catch these huge, beautiful, double-digit, spawn-filled female walleye, and they might choose to keep some of them. The haters come out of the woodwork and say, well, that's not biologically sound. You're hurting the resource. How could you possibly do that? But when you look at the biology behind it, in fisheries like the St. Clair River, the Detroit River, Lake Erie, it is biologically okay to take a few of those fish. And if you take that 10-year-old 10-pound fish and you think about the eggs that she's laid over the past decade, she has done her part to contribute to the resource. So biologically, it's okay. Now, if you tried to do the same thing in a northern Michigan lake, it wouldn't make sense, right? So you've got to look at the area. You've got to look at the fishery. But the people who get shamed and hated on for keeping some big fish in a resource like Lake Erie or the Detroit River that can well support that harvest, and they get attacked, criticized by people who claim to be fellow hunters and anglers, but who obviously have no concept of sound scientific wildlife or fisheries management issues. So what do? They jump online. They try to make themselves look bigger by tearing down fellow outdoors men and women. I say, stop it. Enough is enough. You make yourself look foolish, and you make us as a hunting community look weak and uneducated. Hunt your hunt. Enjoy your fishing adventure, but please don't try to diminish somebody else's legal outdoor activities. Okay, you hear this now? This is me putting the soapbox away, folding it up, and putting it behind me. But it'll probably come out again sometime in the future. Coming up here in the Outdoor Magazine show after the break, Jason Graham of Linwood Beach Marina talking about getting your boat out of storage and ready for the first day on the water. We might talk a little Saginaw Bay walleye fishing as well. Then Tom Andrus of the Great Lakes Salmon Initiative. What's the outlook? What's it look like for salmon fishing on the Great Lakes this year? In hour number 2, we're talking one of my favorite topics, bow hunting for turkeys with Charlie Wiltsey. Nick Green of MUCC checks in, and we'll continue on the talking turkey topic in hour number 3 with Greg Abbas, the finer points of calling in birds, and then wild game chef extraordinaire Dave Miner with another great recipe. All coming up this week right here on Outdoor Magazine.
Times have changed, and so should your hunting rifle. It's time to take
Have a good day, my friends.
USA hunting rifle.
I'll talk to you tonight, 7 o'clock, another edition of Wednesday Night Live right here on Mike Avery Outdoors.